All right, get ready because today we're diving into something really compelling and maybe, just maybe, a little bit influential on your next online shopping spree.
I wouldn't be surprised.
We're going to unpack this fascinating world of viral product discoveries. You know, those unexpected, often kind of irresistible items.
Yeah.
The ones that just surge in popularity, mainly thanks to platforms like, well, TikTok.
It's really remarkable, isn't it, how these platforms have shifted
Yeah,
from just, entertainment hubs into these incredibly powerful engines for trends and consumer behavior, too.
totally.
We're talking about that take my money feeling,
Uh-huh, yeah.
where something you didn't even know existed suddenly feels like you absolutely need it.
Right.
But the real question is how? How do they actually manage that?
Exactly. And that's our mission today. We want to go beyond just listing what went viral.
Okay.
We've got this really insightful SocialWick podcast script a listener shared detailing a whole collection of these items.
Excellent.
So we're going to investigate not just what these things are, but, why they connect with so many people. And crucially, how TikTok or platforms like it create that massive desire.
Okay, let's do it. Where do we start?
So let's kick things off in the kitchen.
Right.
With a, seemingly simple item that just exploded in versatility. The mini waffle maker.
Oh, yeah. Those things.
I mean, seriously, who knew you could make everything from brownies
Right.
to omelets, even hash browns in one of these little things? It completely goes beyond just making waffles.
It does.
What do you think makes something like that so appealing on these platforms?
Well, what's compelling there, I think, is how it shows the power of just one creative video
Okay.
to completely redefine what a product is for.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't just seeing waffles.
No.
They're seeing these clever hacks, these unexpected transformations, often in these really quick, satisfying clips. you know?
Yeah, super quick.
And that immediate visual showing how versatile it is, it taps into a desire for, efficiency and fun in everyday tasks.
True.
And speaking of immediate impact, we saw those viral glass noodle recipes
Oh, wow, yeah.
causing ingredients to literally sell out in stores. Just gone.
That's wild. It really speaks to that instantaneous demand these videos create.
Exactly.
And then, okay, there's the portable blender.
Here's
On TikTok, healthy smoothies always look so effortless, don't they?
They really do.
Yeah.
Deceptively so, maybe.
Hey, probably. But it genuinely inspires this desire for healthier habits, all driven by the sheer convenience it seems to offer. It feels like aspirational marketing, like at its best.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The portable blender is a perfect example of that. Aspirational marketing.
Right.
It's not just about the blender itself, is it?
Yeah.
It's the lifestyle it promises.
Yeah, the whole package.
Convenient wellness,
Yeah.
health on the go. Short videos are just brilliant at making these habits look attainable, seamless even. It reduces any friction you might imagine, creates this feeling of, oh, if they can do it, I can too.
Totally. Makes sense.
Okay, now building on that idea, making life feel easier, let's pivot to gadgets. Things that streamline our daily routines.
Okay, gadgets.
The wireless label maker, for instance.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
Now, this isn't just about labeling, right? It taps into, I think, a pretty fundamental human desire for organization.
Definitely.
But what's different is how TikTok presents it.
Yeah.
Like it's effortlessly achievable.
Yeah, just print and stick.
Think about the satisfaction of seeing that perfectly labeled pantry.
Oh, yeah.
Showcased in like a visually satisfying before and after clip. Very effective.
Okay, here's one where it gets really interesting for me. Those LED lights. The ones that sync with music.
The vibe setters.
It genuinely feels like TikTok convinced the entire internet to, completely redecorate their bedrooms almost overnight.
It does feel that way.
From your perspective, how does a platform achieve that kind of widespread, almost collective shift in home aesthetics? It's huge.
That's a fantastic observation, and it's a prime example of, well, a couple of things. Social proof is massive here. And also, instant visual gratification. You see countless users transforming their spaces with these lights, often set to trending audio, right?
All the time.
So the platform leverages that collective action. It makes it feel less like just a product suggestion
Yeah.
and more like this universal trend that you'd be, frankly, missing out on if you didn't join in.
Right, the FOMO.
Exactly. It's about seeing an immediate, pretty dramatic aesthetic upgrade that feels crucially accessible, cheap even.
Yeah, that makes sense. And speaking of feeling ready for anything, What about the phone case that doubles as a tripod?
Ah, the subtle creator tool.
It seems like such a simple accessory, but it hints at something bigger, maybe a cultural shift, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. That phone case tripod, it subtly encourages content creation.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, it gives you the feeling of being instantly ready,
Yeah.
ready to capture that viral moment yourself.
Interesting.
It sort of democratizes the ability to create higher quality looking content, makes that whole creator economy feel accessible to everyone.
Even if you're just filming your cat.
Even if you're just documenting your daily life, exactly.
Okay, I have to confess something here. I totally fell for the skincare fridges.
Oh, did you? The mini fridges?
Yes, a tiny fridge just for serums. Now, rationally, many might say it's not essential.
Probably not strictly necessary, no.
But TikTok convinced so many people, myself included apparently, that it was a must-have. What is it about items like this? How does the platform make us believe we absolutely need them?
That's a great question. And it really speaks to the power of perceived luxury
Okay.
and also that aspirational self-care trend. TikTok often frames skincare not just as routine, but as a ritual and indulgence.
Right, like a little spa moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the fridge, it elevates that ritual and makes it feel more professional, maybe more effective. And it's a clear signal, maybe just to yourself, that you're prioritizing your well-being.
Okay, I see that.
It becomes less about pure utility and more about investing in a lifestyle, creating that mini moment of pampering.
No.
You know, those scalp massager brushes went viral for similar reasons, I think.
Oh yeah, those were everywhere too.
They offer a small, affordable piece of that same elevated self-care experience. Feels good, looks good on camera.
It's just amazing how quickly these things can go from being, like, niche
Yeah.
to absolute sellout status. Sometimes it feels like it happens within days of a trend kicking off.
Exactly right. And that rapid virality, it creates this urgent sense of FOMO, fear of missing out. When you see something repeatedly on your feed, maybe endorsed by people who seem like ordinary users.
Yeah, not huge celebrities.
Right. It fosters this sense of authenticity and immediate desirability that, frankly, traditional advertising often struggles to replicate anymore.
Yeah, point.
Okay, shifting slightly now to home and lifestyle again. Consider the sunset lamps.
Oh, the aesthetic lamps.
Yes. These aren't just lights, are they? They transform bedrooms into what people call an aesthetic dream.
Totally. They create a whole mood.
And this reflects, I think, a really deep desire for specific atmospheric home environments, making your personal space feel curated, intentional, maybe for the camera as much as for your own enjoyment.
That's an interesting angle for the camera.
Yeah, the Instagrammable home.
And finally, this one was a real surprise to me, but it shows how even the mundane can go viral.
Okay.
The cleaning gel for cars.
The goo.
Yes. The goo ball. Who would have thought that could become a viral obsession?
Uh-huh.
It just shows how even the most, unassuming items can capture massive attention and become weirdly captivating.
It's like ASMR for your car's air vents.
Exactly.
It's precisely that satisfying content factor, isn't it?
Yeah, it must be.
Those cleaning gel videos are often just visually gratifying, watching the dew pull dirt from crevices you didn't know existed.
Strangely mesmerizing.
It taps into a subtle desire for cleanliness and order, sure, but it presents it in this unexpected, almost mesmerizing way.
Yeah.
It transforms a chore, basically, into a spectacle. And that makes it shareable, and therefore viral.
Makes sense. It's the satisfaction.
So if we try and connect all these dots, what pattern emerges? What we're seeing is TikTok acting like this. Giant, never-ending infomercial.
Yeah, kind of.
But it's amplified by a really unique dynamic. The key difference, I think, from traditional ads is the trust.
Trust in the recommendations.
Yeah. Trust and recommendations often coming from seemingly ordinary users or maybe micro-influencers.
Right.
It just feels more authentic, more relatable than a slick celebrity endorsement these days.
I can see that.
So you've got this highly efficient algorithm.
Scary good sometimes.
Right. Serving up content that subtly taps into our aspirations, our desires, or maybe even creates new desires we didn't know we had.
Creates them.
Through this blend of social proof, aspirational visuals, and that instant gratification we talked about.
What's so powerful about that, I think, is it moves beyond just showing you a product.
How so?
It shows you the product in action, how it seamlessly fits into someone's life.
Right.
And crucially, how it makes their life maybe better, or at least more fun.
Yeah, the better, more fun aspect is key.
That blend of genuine utility sometimes and simple, often unexpected fun, that really drives these viral finds, doesn't
I
it?
think so.
It's not just about buying a thing, but buying into a feeling or maybe a desired version of yourself.
Well put.
So, wow. We've explored everything from redefined mini waffle makers and the market impact of glass noodles to the aspirational lifestyle of portable blenders, the whole aesthetic transformation with LED lights and sunset lamps,
Yeah.
and even that oddly satisfying car cleaning goo,
Huh?
the sheer breadth and depth of items influenced by these online trends
How's-
and the mechanisms behind why they go viral.
Yeah.
It's truly astounding when you break it down.
It really is.
Yeah.
And this, I think, raises an important question for you listening right now.
Okay.
How do these short-form video platforms influence your sense of what's cool, what's actually useful, and maybe what you feel you simply must have?
Good question.
What does it really mean for our purchasing habits, and maybe even our perceived needs, when an algorithm gets so incredibly good
Yeah.
at predicting or perhaps even shaping our next obsession? Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about. Well, that's it for this deep dive.
Great discussion.
Thank you so much for sharing the sources that made this conversation possible, and thanks to you for letting us unpack these fascinating trends with you.